Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up as always, and we'll get started with our weather. Brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Run by and check out all the programs they have right there. Folks, it's going to be hot today. It's going to get up to 87 degrees, so just be prepared. It's going to be a little bit of a breeze, but that's hot. The water temperature is staying at 80 degrees. It's been around 80 degrees now about 14 days. Right at 2 weeks, it's been around 80 degrees, so that's a good sign. Low tonight will be 73, and the river reading, that place called Bluntstown, it's looking a lot better. Let's see, that's Choctawhatchee first. We'll do the Choctawhatchee first, and it's reading a 9.0, right at 9 foot, and for the Friday and Saturday, a lot of y'all are going to be up there, and it's going to be looking pretty good, right around 9 foot. Now the Apalachicola Bluntstown, it's falling out. It's reading right 6.8 today, and it's going to stay that way through Thursday. Then it's going to drop on down by Friday. You're looking like 6 foot. Folks, that is ideal. I know there are going to be a lot of folks going to the river this weekend. The weather should be in good shape, so I know a lot of y'all going there. Now, take a look at a tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. And their motto is "When Caring Counts," and they're located right here on 23rd Street, right down from our station here. Okay, our tides today, looking at a high tide at 140. Today is June the 4th, right there on Wednesday. High tide at 140 and low tide at 11:34 tonight. Okay, so we want to make sure. Our tide chart, you can pick them up at C&G Sporting Goods if you don't have one, okay? I think, let's go ahead and do our marine forecast. South-southwest at 10 to 15, all right? And I have Blair on the phone. Blair, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, all right, I heard it beeping over there. So, as always, once a week, we like to get our report down on the eastern end of our viewing area, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, located right there in Port St. Joe. Run by and check out all the tackle and things they have there. And Captain Blair Morgan lives down there on the water, in the woods, and stays that way 7 days a week. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning. How's everybody?
We're doing well, buddy. Tell us what's going on down in your neck of the woods.
Well, out here in St. Joe Bay, the trout and redfish are really starting to pick up. They're catching a lot of them out here, and they're catching just anywhere from Black's Island to the south, pretty much, out here in the grass beds. I tell you, this year there's not, last winter I think killed a lot of this grass off. A lot of places that had good grass last year is kind of bare this year.
Uh-huh.
So you have to kind of move around and look for them.
Well,
but I tell you one thing, everybody's excited about the scallops, man. There's scallops everywhere out here.
Well, that's the first report. Glad to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, they're just everywhere. They're going to be, it'll be a fun year this year.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well,
other than that, Winston, the flounder bite's been real slow for some reason, and the kings, they're on the buoy line, all the wrecks right offshore and everything. You can catch a lot of them, Spanish. But a friend of mine, he tarpon guides. That's all he does. I was asking him the other day, because I thought I'd seen a tarpon or two rolling out there, and he said, yeah, there's a few here, but he said they'll really show up this full moon. And I think that's around the 15th of the month.
The full moon of June, okay?
Yeah.
Blair, that's a good sign, too. You talking about the trout and redfish in St. Joe Bay, last 2 or 3 times you and I have talked, it was been really slow, and other people said the same thing. St. Joe Bay's been really slow, but that's a good sign this week. It sounds like they're picking up a little bit.
Yeah, they're picking up now. There's people catching just a mixed bag of stuff. They're catching trout, redfish, Spanish, sheephead, just a little bit of everything out there right now.
All right. Well, that sounds good, bud. That's a good report.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Now, hey, one more thing. Yellow flies. Y'all got any down there?
Let me tell you something. I believe they invented yellow flies over here this year. I've never seen them this bad, Winston. On my screen in the porch here, on the bay, I swear, the other day, they was just covered with yellow flies.
Yeah.
Even my bedroom upstairs, which is high off the ground, I mean, they were just all over the screens up there. normally they don't get high off the ground like that.
Yeah, I've heard some bad reports on yellow flies the last couple of weeks, so I know you got them down there. All right, Blair, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you. Captain Blair Morgan, representing Blue Water Outriggers down in Cape San Blas and the St. Joe Bay area. We'll take our first break and be back with our special guest. All right, welcome back. Here with Captain Rick Corley.
Good morning.
First of all, congratulations on today is his
60th anniversary of Captain Tom Corley and Son Marine Surveyors.
Well, that's something to be proud of. Anytime you're in business that long and you know you're doing something right.
Well, I've been associated with it for 45 years. Dad started it in June the 1st, 1954. I joined him August the 20th, 1969, doing Camille. And I retired and came ashore in 91, and I've been running the company since then.
I guess he really needed some help. You know, Camille was such a devastating storm. I mean, we talk about legendary storms and they talk about all kinds, but to me, Camille is the one that really sticks out.
Camille is the one that just people don't realize. That storm was so powerful. And I just surveyed a boat that was one of the first for me to ever survey. Mm-hmm. And it was built over there and was caught in the storm, the Gemini Queen.
That's right. And we have that story in the book about it. You know, I got a story from Duck and Grover and Joe Ed.
And Grover and them were on the boat. Yeah. He said he wouldn't do that again.
It's an amazing story.
Yes, it is.
How they survived that.
Yes, it is. They were very, very lucky.
Yeah, and at that time too, we were not that prepared. No one really hadn't been hit that hard. And no one, even when you heard it, the storms out there and all, it wasn't that big a deal. And when it slammed the shore, it just affected everything.
Well, and a lot of people think, well, a Category 5 or Category 3, Category 2, what's the big deal? It's just one number higher. No. That's actually, a Category 2 has 10 times the strength of a Category 1. Mm-hmm. And you're going up in a factor of 10 every time. So a Category 5 is a bad storm. In other words, personally here, if it's a 1, I'm not going anywhere in my house. And a 2, I probably won't unless it's going to go in just a little to the east where we'll be on the front side of that surge. Then I'm out of here. The water is the biggest problem. Yeah. The storm surge does more damage and kills more people than all the others put together.
Yeah, that's the big thing, that storm surge. And it's so powerful and all. Yeah. So anyway, I know y'all had a lot of boat business when that happened.
We
literally were stacked up.
Yes, we did. They were. They're like cordwood.
Yeah, I know it. Okay, look, we got a lot. I'm going to get set up. We're going to take a break now. We've got a lot of pictures to show you, so we're going to take a quick break now, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're going to get caught up on these pictures here now. We got quite a few of them. Rick, this first one now, that's a nice fish, isn't it?
That's a heck of a redfish, man. That is a house.
That's Brant Marshall. Brant is a steady fisherman for us. He's always get a steady supply. Brant's about 20 years old now. He's got a lot of time to fish, so he's up under the Hathaway Bridge there, and catching redfish on an outgoing tide. That's something really good to do around any kind of structure. You do this at a pass. You do it up under bridges around those pilings. You do it over there in Choctawhatchee Bay, Apalachicola Bay, or obviously right there in St. Andrew Bay. Check out this. This is a nice red grouper. Yep. And look, this is called red grouper is good to eat. It's John Labenthal. And that's just a good-looking fish right there. Good job, John. Okay? Leah Patronus family. Leah graduated a couple years ago, and she loves to fish. And their family went out.
That's a nice snapper.
The Patronus family went out this past weekend, and that is a nice one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And good job, Leah Patronus. All right, Mahi.
My favorite.
Steve Petty's boat went out. That's a 50-pounder caught by Ryan Kelly. That is a good-looking Mahi. Yeah. And good this weekend.
There's 25 pounds of edible meat in that fish.
That's true about that particular fish right there. Has a lot of meat on it. Yes, really good eating there. Okay, that's another picture of it. All right. Now, Kimberly Doble. Okay. Kimberly Doble Wise. Her husband. Okay, good job. The family went out this past weekend. I believe they went on Gotta Believe. That was a good-looking red snapper right there. Good job, Kimberly. Okay. Freshwater fishing in the Weewall. Dennis Hale. They're biting in Weewall, folks. This weekend, you're going to see a lot of these messes right here being caught. Wow. Nice-looking fish there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Paula Bright there in the middle. Paula Bright, and then surrounded by Brandon and Chase Griner, 2 brothers there, and they had a good night of Saturday night of flounder gigging, and a good job there. Okay. And of course, our good buddy Mark Cowart, he's got really good redfish from here in town. He's really good. That's a 2-spotted one right there, and they got a couple of pictures this past weekend. There's a son, Michael, good-looking trout there. Okay. I'm redfish, I'm sorry. They're redfish specialists. Another one there, Michael. All right, then another one here with Mark. Good job, the Cowards there. All right, then I got a group of guys. I'm gonna talk about these. These boys just graduated. They were out fishing, and this is a good job here. Tyler Robinson and his buddies all had a good job this past weekend. He's so happy he's kissing. That's Tyler up front. Now, Tyler's got a little bit more sense now. He's just holding his fish. I'm going to say about the rest of them. Okay, a couple pictures, same trip. Good job, Tyler. Thanks for sending them. And here's another nice mess of brim here. Okay, good job there. Okay, let's see. I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about these tomorrow. Okay. Now we got one more picture. I'm going to show you this picture right here. Rick, I'm gonna let you tell us about this picture right here. This is okay. Tell us about your son.
Gary is 41 years old, and he works down at the tax assessor's office with Dan Saul. And what makes this kind of special, Gary has cerebral palsy. And there's a lot of things they said he'd never do. Well, he's won 4 bantamweight first place titles and 1 second place, and he works out right at the gym, right close to here.
Yeah.
And he's gotten into it, and he's done real well. I'm proud of him.
He hasn't stopped. He hasn't stopped.
No.
He just, and that's the thing about it. What a great attitude, a can-do attitude, and so I guess he just started working out a little bit, enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, he did. Well, a friend of his, Steve, talked him into compete, and Gary says, "Do you think?" He says, "I'll coach you," and he did, and they've kind of made a team. And they went to school at Cerebral Palsy Center there for a while together and became friends. And, of course, over the years, they just done that. And Steve's been instrumental in coaching him. And both of them, it's turned out to be a good mix for both of them. And it's good for Kerry. I always tried to teach him that, life's not fair. You got cerebral palsy. There's nothing you can do about that other than you can make the best of it you can, and you can either let it be a handicap or an inconvenience. Well, he's decided to make it an inconvenience rather than a handicap, and he's done well.
Well, that's wonderful. It's admirable that he has that kind of attitude about it, and the working out part.
Got a great sense of humor.
That's good, and that's good for his whole system. All working out like that is.
Yes, it
really,
is. It's good for him.
Yeah,
and it gives him the self-confidence. The other thing, Kerry, I get amused sometimes that they'll come up and they'll start asking me what his problem is. I says, you need to ask him. He can tell you more about it than I can. I mean, he's the one that's dealt with it.
Well, he could literally be a poster boy for cerebral palsy.
Yes,
he
could.
really could.
Well, what was funny, one time when he was manager with the Rutherford High, they weren't doing too good one year, and one of the guys was kind of crying in his beer a little bit. Kerry grabbed him by his shoulder pad, pulled him down to him, and says, I got cerebral palsy. What's your problem? In other words, change your attitude, Bubba. It ain't that bad. You can make it.
That's good. Okay. One of the things, not to change the subject now, but that caught us up on some pictures. I still have some more tomorrow and all, but I'm real proud of him, and you tell him that too. And well, maybe get him come on the show one day.
Yeah, he'd enjoy it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let me. I want to mention, because you live on the water too over there in St. Andrew. Do you have a problem with yellow flies? Everybody talking about?
So far, I haven't, but I did something that's a little bit unusual, and I don't know if it really works or not. But I put up 2 of these fake hornet nests. Mm-hmm. It seems to be working with a lot of things. They just,
Well, people are asking for all kinds of solutions, and a lot of people hang up black balls and beach balls and paint them black and all kind of things, and that's a unique one. Is that?
Well, I put one under my carport, and I put one out by the back door, and I haven't seen any, so hopefully they're not out. because my daughter's allergic to them, and anybody that's allergic to them, you don't want to get hit by a yellow fly. They really, I mean, they do a number. They swell up. Some people get open sores and everything. I mean, really nasty.
It's a painful bite.
I don't like it when they bite me. They hurt.
I know. And, the funny thing about mosquitoes and yellow flies, only the females are the one that do the biting because they're the one that need the blood and all.
Yep.
With the offspring. So the thing about it, the best people ask me what are solutions. I've had the emails here. What are solutions? And there are all kind of solutions, but I don't know if none of them 100%.
Yeah.
I
saw something. If you get bit the other day, and I'm trying to remember where I saw it. It used a little ammonia and baking soda, and they said crush an aspirin up in it too, and then and smooth that on. It says it really seems to help a bunch.
It's funny. You look at my book here and you see all these old black and white pictures, and it's summertime and all, but all these old timers have on long sleeves, you don't see any shorts. And that's the big reason.
Way back when I was with the Marine Patrol, we was down in Everglades, and they were bad down there. And I saw this Seminole Indian. He's sitting out there fishing. So I said, let's go over and see what he's using to keep it off. And because all I'd see him is do that once in a while in front of his face. And we get over there, and he said, oh, it's easy. And he unbuttoned his sleeve. He had wrapped one sheet of newspaper around him. He had armored himself all with newspaper. No kidding. It worked, yeah. They can't penetrate that newspaper, and he said that way he didn't get bit.
That's funny. And, like I say, by the old timers, that's why they had all the long clothes on and everything. And they were loose fitting, too. I was talking to a class the other day, and I showed them some pictures. I asked the students, why these ones at Bay Haven, why do these people dress like this in the summertime?
And
that's exactly what I said. They had it figured out too. But nowadays, our generation, our society now, we want to dress, be comfortable, and that's why I think the reason
When I was in Alaska, I asked that guide up there, I said, I hear all about the mosquitoes. He said, yeah, he says, another 15 miles out there in the tundra, and you better have on long sleeves, long pants, and everything. And he says, and if you can, wear mosquito netting, because if you don't, he said, for example, a woman in a bikini would last 15 minutes out there. They'd have absolutely, so many of them would get on her that and just let her eat her alive and drain her.
Sounds terrible.
The caribou, if they slow down, that's the reason they keep moving. If they slow down long enough, they will get so weak that's the ones the wolves will get because of the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They get a pint. No, did he say a pint or a quart? I can't remember, but it was a ridiculous amount of blood out of every caribou.
Oh, sound bad. Let's take our final break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us on Panhandle Outdoors this morning. We got Captain Rick Corley. Got a good show going. So let's look at our fishing game forecast for today. Our times, we're looking at 5:47 to 7:47 this morning. And our times tonight, 6:09 to 8:09. That's brought to us by Mark Cowart of Edgewater Beach Realty, number 832-6000. Give Mark a call for any of your real estate needs. Got an email on read. Remember last week we showed this boat on there, that extreme boat, and I said, this is a good buy. Here's the email. It's Buddy Anderson had it for sale. Okay, he said, hey, Winston, thanks for advertising my boat for sale on your program. I sold it to the first person who came and looked at it the next day after you showed it. The buyer from Panama City came to my home in Washington County, looked at the boat, took it for a spin on Gap Pond, and took it home with him. Thanks again. In case folks do not know how many people watch Panhandle Outdoors every morning, how far it is seen, I got calls after I sold the boat from Weewall, Bristol, Graceville, Freeport, and Panama City. and also the Panama City Beach area. I enjoy your program, and thanks for information and service to other outdoor sports people, Buddy Anderson. So there you go. A good testimonial right there.
Yes, it is.
And I made two people happy. Made Buddy happy, and the guy that bought the boat made him happy too. So glad to do that. That's a good deal there. All right. I know you run into people also out there to see you and say, I saw you on TV.
Yes, they do. In fact, that was one of the times I was down at St. Mark's, and I was on top of a boat, and I heard a couple of them talking down below, and of course they didn't realize sound rises, you can hear them. And one of them said, hey, that's that guy on TV. You reckon you'd talk to us? And I said, yeah, I'll talk to you. What do you want? Oh, it kind of surprised me, but yeah.
And the thing about it, we try to bring you a lot of good stuff, good news and all. You see enough bad stuff on other TV and all, but we're bringing good stuff here.
And it does work. I've been with y'all since the very beginning, and it's helped my business. And of course, I enjoy people. I'm a people person. I like people and enjoy spending time with them. And if I can help them some way, I try.
And speaking of boats now, we're talking about it's a good time to buy and sell boats right now.
Yeah,
and it's a buyer's market.
Oh, it is. I guarantee you. And they're selling. We've been very busy last year and this year. It's going to be a busy season. I think that we're going to have my personal opinion, I think we're going to have a mild season with the hurricanes. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal with us because of the El Nino. So that's a good thing, too. And the fish are out there. I mean, the snapper are just tearing them up. That short season, though, is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, and the thing about it, you get boat fever. People get boat fever and want to buy a boat. And the thing about it, don't buy the first boat you look at necessarily, unless it says. Now, this particular case right here was an ideal situation where the guy, he knew exactly what he wanted. So that's one of the first things you got to exactly figure out what you want in a boat.
Yeah, and no boat is going to be 100% of what you need, because every boat built is a compromise to get certain things. But what you want to do is figure out what you're doing with the boat and try to find a boat that'll do at least 80% of what you plan to do.
That's a good mark, 80%. If you get 80% out of it, because there's so many different things to do. Some people just focus on bass fishing and all. If you just focus on offshore fishing, that's easier to pick out a boat.
Yeah, but if you do both,
you like to do all of it like me. It's hard to get a good boat.
And some people get boat poor. I got a friend right there. He's got a boat over on the West Coast. He just bought. He's got one here in St. Andrews Marina. He's got one up at Goose Pond in Alabama, and he's got one at Decatur in Alabama. I said,
man.
And I said, what are you doing, collecting boats? He said, well, it's easier than renting an apartment everywhere I go, and that way I can go wherever I want to go. So he's retired now, and he did well.
All right, Rick. Well, thanks for coming on, buddy. Appreciate it.
Enjoyed it.
All right, we'll see you next month.
Yep.
And folks, thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. You have a great day today at work or wherever you go. Make sure you always do something good for your fellow man. God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.